Hello and welcome to another episode of Terraria Let's Dies. This episode I will be playing a character named Chase. As you can see, I did a little bit of work here already. I loaded in the first name just to realize that my recording program wasn't even turned on. It wasn't even that I forgot to hit record, I completely forgot to turn the thing on. So when I went to go hit my hotkey to start recording, I noticed it wasn't working, and well, then I had to go turn it on. As usual, I put a little marker where I spawned in so that I know where the center of the map is. Like I've said before, it's not really pertinent knowledge this early in the game, but it does come in handy much further in the game, if I ever get there. As normal, the rules are that this is hardcore mode, death is final, and the world will be deleted after death. I currently have 3 characters right now that I'm working on. Or, not 3 characters I'm working on, but 3 characters sitting in limbo waiting for me to start them. This one's name is Chase, another one's name is Abby, and the other one's name is Dexter. So, you should be seeing all 3 of them within the next day or 2, unless something goes really good. Also, I'd like to apologize for having a bit of a hiatus for the last couple of weeks. I ended up having a filling pop out, and just talking, talking for more than 3 minutes at a time started hurting, so. It's with this, the last couple of ones I've had, it's talking for 20 minutes to an hour straight, not all as comfortable as it sounds. So as you can see from here, just the normal startup. I'm gonna go ahead and replace my copper axe with a wooden sword because wood is apparently stronger than metal. I still do not get the logic behind that, but what can I say? Let's see. While I start getting this started up, one thing that I've been wanting to kind of look into is, well, anybody out there that has a copy of Terraria that has never played it, or is too new at it to know what they're doing. I have a few friends who are in that situation, who I've been trying to convince to let me do some type of Terraria tutorial type thing, kind of more like a teacher-pupil. I know most, even when I was first starting out, I'd go look up some Terraria tutorials, how do you summon this boss, or how do you fight this boss, or how do you find this hidden secret magical power thing. So I've been there, I've looked for tutorials before. What I was wanting to do was something a little closer to a teacher-pupil type situation. Just something that's different than the, okay, well, I'm going to show you how to do this, and, I'm going to show you how to summon this boss, but oh yeah, I'm wearing the ultimate armor in the game, so I can sit there and take this boss pounding at me for hours without him killing me, but he'll one-hit you. I don't really think that's any use. Anybody who's ever played a game and had to get, a tutorial or been stuck, somebody who goes through with the ultimate weapon and one-shots a boss or a super zombie or something like that, and they're sitting there expecting you to be able to do that when you're level 1, have no gear, and have nothing special about you. No, things don't work like that. Actually, one of them, the ones I remember, was a World of Warcraft raid, it was a raid example on Tank It or something, and they were going through and telling you how to do a one of the instances, in how to tank a boss in the instance. And we're talking like a level 50 instance, but the person who was going through and showing you how to do it was a level 70 paladin. It's like, well, a level 70 paladin could run into a level 50 instance naked and still not take damage. So, what's the point of you trying to show me how to do this with someone who obviously doesn't need to do this? But I guess that's me having a little bit of personal reservations. As I've said before, the beginning's kind of a little bit boring. I'm finding a bit of copper, and, well, as I've said, copper's kind of one of those oddities early on. It gets really useful later on in the game. You can make watches, you can make GPSs. I'm trying to think of some other things you can make without. And also, like, to summon the hard mode bosses, like the biggest bosses in the game, requires a couple of copper bars and a couple of iron bars. So copper is one of those, like, weird, it's really important and really useful, but you're probably never going to use it, or you're not going to use it anywhere close to this early in the game. It's like when you start the game, you start off with copper and, like, with a copper sword, a copper axe, a copper, axe. One weird thing about these games, like this Minecraft and Terraria and other games of the like, you have your wood cutting axes and your pickaxes, and it's kind of funny because, like, when you go to refer to one, you'll refer to the pickaxe as an axe, but you also refer to the wood cutting axe as an axe. So you ever hear that and, like, ever get confused that I'm referring to multiple axes? That's actually what it probably is that I'm referring to both the wood axe and the pickaxe as axes at the same time. Just in case there's a little bit of confusion. If people don't like that, they can tell me, and I'll try to at least make it a little easier, like, a little more distinct when I say the differences. It's something I've done for probably about 15 years, so you're not really gonna get me to change something like that, but, you know, everything is a work in progress. Life is full of change, so if I get around to stop saying it long enough, maybe I'll change it. As you can see here, well, actually, I don't know if you can see this. I know that the recording light is a little bit messed up sometimes. Like, what I can see is fine, and what you can see is way too dark. Or what I can see is, like, roughly fine. It's way too dark for you to see. But as you can see, I'm not really finding anything. And as soon as I say that I'm not finding anything, I find a decent size vein of iron. So obviously I'm just blind, or maybe I'm reverse prophetic. Like, that'd be perfect for what I do. Like, yeah, you have no, like, whenever you see the future, you see it wrong. But at least that's a little more reliable than not seeing the future at all, I guess. If you can see up in the background, the sun is almost completely gone, and I'm very far away from, well, where I'd made my base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hoof it back there really fast. It's like, just looking at it, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to make it. So one thing that I might end up having to do is kind of hotbox myself. and that does not sound like the right term I'm looking for. But where you basically just put a couple of blocks around you to stop, like, pretty much bury yourself alive to stop yourself from being eaten. It's something that people do in, like, your first night or two of Minecraft. Just, like, before you have things set up, you build, like, a little bit of a wooden house and stuff like that. As you can see, apparently I wasn't nearly as far as I thought, because up here is my starting location and my guide. And I could have sworn I had a table. Did I knock the table down? Well, somewhere I have a table, but having a couple extra tables hanging around isn't completely a bad idea, as I've said before. As you can see, I'm going through, and it's now nighttime. You should be able to hear that the music is now different. So what I'm going to do is build wall, kind of a little bit of a shelter. I kind of wish this jerk would move so I could plant the door there. But in theory, this zombie should knock him out of the way. Yes. And one zombie with a human shield shouldn't be too much of a problem. Apparently he likes that position, so since he's going to be a jerk about that, I'm just going to build that over him. As I've said before, in this position right here, there's not really much I can do. It's too late at night, but it's also too early. So I'm basically just kind of stuck here. I could continue to build stuff. I do have some iron bars, so I could actually probably build an anvil. So I'm actually about to do that. I'm just kind of looking at, well, my settings. Okay. For some weird reason, my audio codecs has been acting weird. Like, every couple of times I record, my audio codecs keeps swapping itself, so I have to figure out whatever's causing that problem. But it's nothing that's too horrible. It's just kind of a minor annoyance from time to time. Now, as you can see from here, just easily make a furnace. With my furnace, I make a couple of iron bars. And with some iron bars, I make anvil. Let's plug that there. Now, like I've said before, whenever you're going to start building gear, the first item you're going to want is your pickaxe. So you replace your original item with your pickaxe quickly. As you can see here, my sharp copper pickaxe does more damage, so it comes out to 5 damage. But my iron pickaxe also does 5 damage, and has a harder pickaxe power. Basically, that allows me to mine faster. As you can see here, I'm mining through. Actually, I think dirt's a one mine thing anyway, isn't it? Okay, as you can see here, it takes me 2 hits with the copper pickaxe. With the iron pickaxe, it's, well, I guess it's 2. It's 2. So never mind. I'm talking out my ass. Yeah. So anyway, it allows you to mine faster. It allows you to mine better. I don't think that iron allows you to mine anything that copper doesn't, but as you progress, there are ones that will allow you to mine newer, better, stronger things. Okay. And since I'm in like this basic little house, I'm going to go ahead and build a chair. And do I have a light source? And a torch. Okay, from here, some walls. It's like, you can see I'm just building dirt walls. Nothing impressive, but nothing horrible too, either. And then just go to my house. Is this a suitable house? As you can see, it's a suitable house, and I'm putting this guy in it. He moves away from the door, and now he'll basically stand in that position every night for the rest of until I give him a new house. And yes, that is a very accurate way of determining time. And there are a lot more zombies here than I thought there would be. And as you can see, I'm about to die. And this is why I normally spend my first night inside of a house. Or inside of a hotbox. As you can see, I made it out there with a little bit of health. So what I'm going to do is enter the house and just stand here. If you see up at the top, this is my health meter. While you're standing still, your health respawn or will regain, I guess you could say relatively fast. If you look at that number right now, as I move, the number slows down drastically. So like I'm healing like 1 point every second or so, and then it drops down to about 3 seconds per point. If I'm in combat, it completely holds. There is an item you can pick up called the Ring of Restoration, where it will increase your regen speed, and it will also allow you to regen, well, like it will allow you to regen at the normal rate while moving, which I guess is technically still 1/3 of the new regen rate, but it also allows you to regen while in combat. So basically your normal regen increases, your movement regen goes to your normal regen, and your combat regen turns to your movement regen. So it's very useful, especially early in the game when you only have a few hundred health. Once you start getting to about 400 or so, it becomes less useful because there are very few monsters that can just bash you down by the hundreds, at least until you hit hard mode. Once you hit hard mode, you're pretty much screwed in that aspect. There are monsters that could actually just kill you in 1 or 2 hits. Actually, there's one monster in particular called a clown, which throws bombs at you, and it can kill you in 1 hit. So like, as you can see, well, one, I got a full moon, so that's nice. I haven't really gone into it because it's not really important this early in the game. Full moons, or the moon cycles, different moons allow for different things. Full moons allow for werewolves, of course. Blood moons allow for, like, more powerful zombies. Basically, blood moons just, like, turn zombies evil. Like, the zombies are just normally just kind of like, we're hungry, we're gonna walk around and eat something. Well, once it's a blood moon, they're like oh, this guy, we have to kill him. Let us go kill him. So, also, as you can see, there used to be a ton of zombies. Like, the first time I was sitting in here, zombies just kept coming. This time, there are only 2 zombies, and these 2 zombies were already here when I got back into the house. The reason is because of Jacob. Why do I always get a Jacob? Like, this is like the 3rd time I've gotten a Jacob. But anyway, this is, like, the reason is because NPCs that live inside of houses and have houses have a spawn cooler. Like, they lower the spawn rate of monsters in the area around them. This is cancelled out during the blood moon. Like, the blood moon, like, their spawn rate returns to normal. but at the same time it's still lower because their spawn rate will return to normal, but everywhere else the spawn rate will increase. So as you can see here, the night's over, the music in the background's changed. The sun hasn't come out quite yet, but you can hear the music has changed and that slimes have started spawning. Funnily enough, I think I actually prefer, like, whenever you're going up against slimes, it's probably preferable that you get the green slimes at first. Not just because the blue slimes have more health for no good reason, but the green slimes actually seem to give you more gel, or more reliably give you more gel. Whereas blue slimes will normally give you 1 gel, green slimes have like a 50% of the time will give you 2 gels. So on average, if you kill 10 slimes, like if you kill 10 blue slimes, you'll end up with 10 gels, but if you kill 10 green slimes, on average, you'll end up with like 15 gels. So, I mean, numbers kind of speak for themselves in that issue. Like as you can see here, there are some pots down here. But because that's a pretty big fall, and I don't have a horseshoe or anything like that, I don't want to just jump out and take the fall. As you can see, I'm kind of searching the top overworld area, just kind of looking for, well, like right here, here's an entrance to a cave, I believe. Or at least it looks like it will be one. But if not, you can see there's some iron over here and some iron over there. And since there's back walls, I can put up my planks, which is really nice. Just kind of allow me to bypass certain areas without going through the annoyingness of actually traversing them. Yeah. And apparently, I do not know how to duck under a piece of dirt, because my character is obviously drunk from last night's escapades with the zombies. So if I remember right, it's like, I believe I've kind of talked about the whole skipping skipping materials. As you can see here, it's like, since most of my items are already like start off as copper, skipping like to iron isn't exactly skipping, saying you're pretty much already starting with copper. But at the same time, like jumping from a wooden sword to a iron sword is a pretty nice step. Let's see here. It's like, sadly enough, this cave doesn't really seem to go anywhere. And as soon as I say that, it magically opens up and becomes much bigger. I really need to stop talking sometimes, apparently. So apparently this is actually a rather impressive cave system. Since this is actually a decently impressive cave system, and there are actually 2 chests right in the general vicinity, I'm going to go in and grab the 2 chests. And then after I grab the 2 chests, I'm going to Actually, after I grab these 2 chests, I'm going to save this world, finish this recording, and go ahead and check everything out. Like I said before, it's been about 2 weeks since I've done a recording, so I need to make sure everything's still routine settings. Like I've had to update my recording program twice, I think, in this whole time. So I don't know if all my settings are the same. Also, at the same time, one lucky thing, or I would say lucky, but one neat thing is I think I've figured out how to get rid of the annoying bars on the side. Like, my bars weren't really that big, but apparently my issue was that I was recording in 1280 by 720, but my computer screen is 1440 by 900, so I was recording in 16 by 9 resolution, which is the ideal high definition resolution for like YouTube and stuff. But the problem with that was that because I was playing in 16 by 10 or 5 by 8 resolution, my my recordings were coming out in the wrong resolution set, so I pretty much had to fix that myself. Personally, I prefer playing games in 1440 by 900. I guess the lower resolution version of that would be 1280 by 800. If you like that, so going through with it, I don't know why my eyes just seem to adjust to 8 by 5 better than they do to 16 by 9. It's probably because I used a laptop that was 1440 by 900 for about 4.5 years, and that was my primary computer. So it's I think before that laptop, let's see, I'm trying to remember the sizes, but it's before that laptop, I think my previous laptops were roughly about the same size. But my previous desktop before I started buying laptops and stuff was a 768 by it was one of the old square box ones, so it was about a 768 by a 640 or something like that. The resolution wasn't horrible. I mean, we're talking a 15-year-old computer, but it was still if I went to go play with that thing today, it would probably give me a major migraine in the first 20 minutes. Like I said before, it's now that I've said kind of a little bit of the technical stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and slide out. Well, first I'm going to fight here and possibly die. Because I'm not gonna be cheap enough just to save quit out of a fight. Although I will be cheap enough to fight slimes by hiding underwater, because that's less cheap, I guess. But I mean, if you gotta be morally corrupt, you might as well be moral corrupt, right? And as you can see here, I found actually fighting those was a good idea. I found a little bit of a silver vein. So, since there's no monsters here, I'm going to continue to mine through the silver. But as soon as I'm done with this silver, I'm gonna be popping out. And as soon as I say that, I see a chest. But no, this time I'm actually legit serious. Because I have a torch there, I'll be able to see the chest when I come back down next time. So since I'm still alive, my next episode will be a continuation of this character. And well, hopefully this video will be uploaded to YouTube within the next, or within today, hopefully, if everything goes right. So, yeah. I'm actually just going to review this video. I think it's hopefully nothing more than like 15, I don't think this is longer than 15 minutes. If it has been, whatever. But I'm mostly just going to rewatch my video and make sure my voice isn't like, oh, very high and scratchy, or anything like that, because like those are the major problems I've had whenever I've been dealing with the recording program when it's been misbehaving. It's like my voice is like way corrupted or something else, pretty much something stupid like that. Like, one time, for some weird reason, my colors were reversed. But I think that was more like my graphics card kind of shit the bed on me. But, like that one was pretty much just I reset the game, reset the recording program. But you know how things work. Computers are continuously evolving, drivers are continuously being updated, so every time something updates, something new becomes obsolete. So, yeah. Anyway, have a nice day, and see you next time.